Hey guys, Poison Pigments here. I got a request from loveahatersinnersaint, and they asked for a punk look. Now, I usually wear a lot of darker colors, and some people confuse it like, oh, why do you wear such punky makeup? I'm like, I wear more smoky eyes to school a lot, because that's just what I like. So I've gotten pretty good at the darker colors. I have two different looks. I'm going to do one on each eye. One is a lot more simple than the other and involves a lot less different products. So I'm first going to start out with the easier one, which really only needs a dark gray or black kohl eyeliner. This is Phone Number from MAC. A matte black eyeshadow. This is Carbon from MAC. And if you want a sparkly eyeshadow, this is Cinderfella Mineralized eyeshadow from MAC from the Style Black collection. This is the only one that is not still available. You can probably get it at a CCO, or if your MAC still has them, that might be possible. And also, you could use a Q-tip for this, but I like using a brush. This is a MAC 219 pencil brush that I use for smudging. First, what you're going to want to do is prime underneath and above the eye. I use Too Faced Shadow Insurance. And then you want to take your kohl eyeliner, make sure it's pretty sharpened but not too sharp. And what you want to do is line underneath your eye. Start off in the waterline and just get in there. And then after you've done that, slowly begin to work the eyeliner down. Not too much because you're going to smudge it out. You're going to start in the inner corner and work your way out. And then do that on the other side. Now, the reason you don't want to go too far down is because when you put eyeliner on out of your waterline, even in your waterline, it's going to fall a lot during the day. And you don't want too much excess. Oh, I still have a little makeup on. Around too much excess before it falls, because then you'll have it down to here and that just won't look good. So after you do that, you're going to want to put it on the top. Now, I know a lot of people aren't comfortable with putting eyeliner on the top. It's not something to do all the time. If you're new to makeup, or even if you just don't wear that much every day to school, this is my Urban Decay palette that I'm using as a mirror. What you want to do is you want to start from the the outer corner, excuse me, and work your way in with really short, small strokes. Now, this doesn't need to be a really good line because we're going to smudge it anyway. And it can be light, just as long as the eyeshadow has something to stick to. Don't do it on the other eye yet, because this is just for the second look, and this is for the one we're doing right now. Next, you're going to want to take your pencil brush or your Q-tip. Now, if you have this palette and you don't have Carbon by MAC, you can use, this is Zero, which is a very nice black that I use sometimes for looks like this too. But right now, I'm going to use Carbon and just swirl a little bit of eyeshadow on your brush. Not too much, because it's a very dark color. And start in the outer corner and begin to work your way in. Don't start smudging yet, just apply it and set it. And once you've done that, you can go back and start smudging, just back and forth, short little lines, until it looks a lot thicker and a lot more smoky also, and it fades out into your skin tone instead of a harsh line, just like that. What you're going to want to do, if you want to keep it matte, you can continue using Carbon or Zero, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a little bit shimmery and get Cinderfella on my smudge brush. This one I'm going to tap, because if I swirl with the Mineralize, it tends to get everywhere, and tap off the excess. And go on the top line and smudge it straight across. Make sure to get in your tear duct too, because that's, if there's a big empty spot there, then it's going to look really strange, I promise. So that is the look, the quick and easy one. You can also apply mascara and a brow highlight if you want. I'm just going to take my finger and put it in a little bit of blank type and put it up as a brow highlight. And yeah, that's a really simple one. Fill in your eyebrows if you want. I feel that a darker brow looks very good with this one, but if you have blonde hair, this also looks very good with just the light brows. And for the more complicated one, you're going to need a black eyeshadow. I'm using Carbon by MAC. A white shimmery eyeshadow. I'm using Crystal Avalanche by MAC. And a you can use a brown tone. I'm going to use Omega in between the two, or you could just skip that. You can. And blank type for a highlight, a brown highlight. You're also going to need the liner and a, there we go. Sorry, I can't really see that well without my glasses. A 239 brush by MAC and a 217 brush. You can also just use a flat shader and a fluffy blender brush. To start, we already had the liner on the bottom, which is good because we want it to just be able to fall a little bit before we get started. And you're going to start off by taking your 239 on one side and getting some of your shimmery white on it. After you get the shimmery white on, you're going to want to put it in the inner corner to about a third of the way. This will open up the eye, because while you might want to look a little punk, you don't want to look sleepy. And that's on there. After that, if you're using the mixing color, I'm going to use Omega, which is this one right here, and a little bit of Vex, which is the shimmery, basically, oh, you can't see, which is basically the shimmery version of Omega. And I'm going to mix these two, Omega and Vex, and apply it right next to Crystal Avalanche. Oh, my hair gets out of my face. Oh, can you see? Nope. And you just apply that right on top. Oh, someone's on Skype. On top of the Crystal Avalanche, right in the middle of the lid. Now, you can keep building this color until you think that it is the proper shade. I like it a little bit darker, so I go over it a couple times. You probably can't see too well, but this is what it looks like right now. And then take your 217 and pick up your Carbon very lightly. Just tap it. You can swirl a little bit if you want. And what you're going to do is you're going to place it in the outer corner, just right here, and fluff it in the crease. And you're going to get a lot of a darker color, mostly just in the crease, which is what you want for right now. And as you get a gray color in the crease, you're going to want to start to bring the color up towards your brow. And it's all preference about how high you want to bring it. I like to bring it up pretty high, but not all the way up to the brow. And as you do this, the color will build in the crease. Once you're done with that, you can get a little bit more of the black and start to bring it in to the white or the brown, if you put that in there, and just start to blend them in. Once you're done that, I just use my pinky for brow highlight. I take my pinky and put it in blank type, which is this very, very light colored eyeshadow from MAC, and I love it. It's my favorite highlight. I just recently got it. And you take your pinky and you place it up underneath the brow. Then I'll take a different finger to blend it. My phone is ringing. It's going to keep ringing, I bet. You see? Yeah. So then take your eye kohl and try to ignore it, I'm sorry. And put a very thin line through your lashes and right above it. Once again, this doesn't have to be perfect. So once you have a very thin, light line, you can take your pencil brush, again, with, I'm going to use 0 this time, and a little bit of the sparkles, which is Cinderfella. Tap off the excess,